Welcome to Academic Gurus Tutoring Thursday, where we answer all of your high school, college, and university questions. If you would like your question to be featured on next week's Tutoring Thursday, please submit your questions to questions@academicgurusinc.com. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay current with all of our new videos. Today I'll be solving two algebra questions. One was posed by Slipknot and the other was posed by Kalida 2. We'll start with Slipknot's question and then we'll carry on with the second question. The question reads, 4x minus 6 is equal to minus 3x plus 8. What is x? The goal here is to isolate x. And the first step is to collect like terms. So you want all your x variables on one side of the equation and then all your constants on the other side of the equation. So I'll rewrite the equation here, and let's decide that all x terms are going to be on the left-hand side of the equation and the constant is going to be on the right-hand side of the equation. So let's start by bringing the negative 3x from the right-hand side of the equation to the left-hand side of the equation. And the way to go about doing that is to add positive 3x to both sides of the equation. The reason I'm adding positive 3x is that negative 3x plus 3x equals 0. As a result, we've removed the x variable from the right-hand side of the equation and brought it over to the left-hand side of the equation. The result is that we have 7x minus 6 is equal to 8. Our goal is to bring all constants to the right-hand side of the equation, so we have to remove the negative 6 from the left-hand side of the equation, and we do that by adding 6 to both sides of the equation. After adding 6 to both sides of the equation, we find that 6x equals 14. Now we have to get rid of the 7 that is multiplying the x so that we can finally isolate x and define that variable. So this leads us to our second step, which is to solve for the variable x. Again, we are dividing 7 from both sides of the equation, and then this leaves us with x is equal to 2. So there you are, Slipknot. I hope you found this helpful. Now we can move on to Kalida 2's question, which is very similar, but it has one added step. We can see that there are two brackets here, so the first step is to simplify the equation. That means we're multiplying the 3 through on the left-hand side of the equation and the negative 2 on the right-hand side of the equation. So if we rewrite this equation, we find that 15 minus 6x is equal to minus 12 plus 6x minus 10x. After adding like terms, this reduces to 15 minus 6x is equal to minus 12 minus 4x. Now this question looks a lot more like Slipknot's question, and we know that the next step is to collect like terms. So we'll rewrite this equation. And again, our goal is to bring all the x variables on the left-hand side of the equation and the constant terms on the right-hand side of the equation. In order to do that, we'll have to find a way to get rid of the negative 4x that is on the right-hand side of the equation currently. It is subtracting, so therefore we have to add 4x to both sides of the equation. After adding 4x to both sides of the equation, we find that 15 minus 2x is equal to minus 12. Now we have to get rid of the 15 because it is a constant on the left-hand side of the equation. And we do that by subtracting 15 from both sides of the equation, and this reduces to minus 2x equals to negative 27. So again, we're trying to isolate x, so therefore we have to divide negative 2 from both sides of the equation. If we divide negative 2 from both sides of the equation, we find that x is equal to 27 over 2. So there you are, Kalida 2. We hope you found this helpful. Thank you for tuning into our Tutoring Thursday channel. If you enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. We would love to hear from you. Until next week's Tutoring Thursday, happy studying.